Hello, my name is Nathan O'Day. I am a junior in economics here at WIU, and today we are going to be looking at monopoly markets and profit maximization. And in order to do that, we will find the optimal price and quantity a firm chooses to produce in order to make the most profits. So first, let's assume a couple things. For this video example, I chose Walmart in Macomb, and let's assume they have an inverse demand function of P equals 100 minus 2Q, and at a marginal cost of 20. Okay, so let's first plot that here, having price with respect to quantity on the vertical axis and quantity on the horizontal axis. And we're going to plot our inverse demand function first, where P equals 100 minus 2Q. Now we would like to find the marginal revenue. In order to do that, we will take the derivative of the demand function. So we will multiply the inverse demand function by Q and get 100Q times 2Q squared. And when we take the derivative of that, we find that the marginal revenue with respect to Q is 100 minus 4Q. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot that as well. Here we have the marginal revenue at 100 minus 4Q. And as the firm produces more quantity, they will see diminishing return on their marginal revenue after this point. And then let's also plot the marginal cost, which is a flat 20 constant rate. And here we will find our optimal quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So let's go ahead and find that first. So we will take our marginal revenue and set that equal to our marginal cost of 20. So we get 100 minus 4Q squared equals 20, which will give us, oh my bad, just 4Q. So we will get 4Q equals 80, finding the optimal quantity of 20 units for Walmart. Okay. And then we will go ahead and find the optimal price at that production rate by taking our quantity and insert that back into our inverse demand function. So go ahead and plug that in. You will get a optimal price of $60. So we'll go ahead and plot that here on the vertical axis. Okay. After finding these two, after finding the optimal quantity and price for the firm, we need to determine their profit maximizing function with respect to Q, which is always total revenue minus their total costs. So we will take their profit maximization. Total revenue is just 100 minus 2Q multiplied by Q minus their total cost of 20 times Q. We go ahead and simplify that through. We'll get 100Q minus 2Q squared minus 20Q. which will give us their profit maximization function simplified to be 80q minus 2q squared. Okay, now we can go ahead and show the profit maximization plot down here. And this is represented by a parabola. So here at Q0, they are making no profits. And as they produce more, they will reach a peak where Q equals 20. That is the maximized profit number. And as they produce after this point, they will get diminishing returns on their profit. So as they produce more quantity, profit will also decrease. As they increase quantity here, profit will increase. So now let's go ahead and take these optimal quantity and optimal price and find their total profits. So let's first find the total revenue, which is from this point here down here. And total revenues in this case equal 100, or just equal price of 60 times a quantity of 20, yielding $1,200, and subtract that from the total cost, which is just quantity of 20 times their marginal cost of 20, which is $400. Total profits after this yield $800. Okay, so at this point, you find total profits to be $800 and Q of 20. So the most optimal production is Q20 for the most optimal profit here. And then we can go ahead and put the profit here and total cost down here. And then we also have our consumer surplus represented by this triangle up here, which we can also find by using the area of a triangle. So we know that the area of a triangle is just 1/2 times base times height. And in this case, for consumer surplus, we must find the base of the triangle, which stops at 20 units of production, times the height, which is just 100 minus 60, which is a surplus of $40 here. Kind of what consumers are saving in this scenario, or how much more they're willing to pay. So after this, we find it to be a $600 surplus, represented by this triangle right here. And then we also have our dead weight loss, which is the amount of consumers that are not being reached in this scenario. And a firm can reach these people through price discrimination, such as first degree issuing coupons to lower valuation customers, or through student discounts and things like that. And that's about it for monopoly markets and profit maximization. I hope you found this video informative. Thanks for watching.